part of us being a good partner is being a good partner in the community, being a neighbor to the residents that are near us, but also investing in the community in a way of which we increase the skill level and opportunities for folks to leverage their talents in a special way.
Hey, this is Shay.
And this is Carrie.
Welcome to the Pocket Change Podcast,
where you'll learn better ways to spend, save, and invest and take control of your financial journey.
So, Carrie, our region, West Tennessee and Jackson, there's a lot of growth happening, a lot of investment by national brands coming this way. So it's a big time for West Tennessee.
Yes, it is. It's an exciting time for all of us here in Jackson and West Tennessee. And, you know, I think the table is set for a great conversation with our guest today.
All we need is the plates.
We're excited to welcome our guest, Mike Cook, Plant Director of Dixie. Welcome to Pocket Change, Mike.
Thank you for having me today. Excited to be here.
Tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do at Dixie.
Okay, so I am originally from Huntsville, Alabama, a school that residents in this area, I'm sure, hold dear to their heart, is the University of Alabama, where I went to get my bachelor's degree in mechanical engineering. From there, I joined Georgia-Pacific organization at a pulp and paper facility about an hour and a half west of the Tuscaloosa area. There I held several roles. Did some project management, did some maintenance supervision and engineering, led some operations areas related to our wood processing area as well as our finished product converting areas. And about 6 years ago, that particular facility was deemed reinvestable. So I led a large capital group to retool that facility to give it the technical right to be the lowest cost producer of its products in North America. I was given the opportunity to come to Jackson to build a new facility, but most importantly, build a culture from the ground up, build an organization from the ground up. So packed the kids and the wife in the van, and we moved to Jackson
No small task
a few years ago,
Mm-hmm.
and happy to be here so far.
Awesome.
Well, welcome to Jackson and this area, especially welcoming Dixie. So for our listeners that don't know, though, Mike, what products does not only Dixie make, but tell us more about Dixie and Georgia-Pacific.
So Dixie is one of Georgia-Pacific's billion-dollar brands, and Georgia-Pacific primarily makes paper products, wood products. Dixie's primary products are plates and bowls, platters, cutting boards, cutlery, and cups. And this particular facility here in Jackson will be one of 4 facilities that make primarily plates and bowls. We have a facility in Leominster, Massachusetts that makes our cutlery. And then we have 2 facilities that combine to make our cups in Lexington, Kentucky, and St. Mary's, in the St. Mary's area in Kentucky as well.
Okay. We've all probably used Dixie, whether we know it or not, using paper plates and cups and bowls and things. So we'll have it right in our backyard. We can, be able to use those products in our everyday lives just like we do.
Yeah, know that they're made here in Jackson. So speaking of that, why did Georgia-Pacific and Dixie choose Jackson, Tennessee, of all places?
Well, several reasons for that. Some of the obvious would be the logistical aspects of location of Jackson. And the site that was looked at had easy access to rail as well as I-40 from a highway perspective. There was also a strong workforce here given the manufacturing footprint that is in the area. And then the school system, as it relates to TCAT and Jackson State and the county and city school systems, were strong. But ultimately, it seems like a very vibrant area, a growing area with a lot of good people. And I like how Mandy White puts it, that we chose each other, right? And we felt good about the partner that we were wanting to build a future with.
I love that.
And we've got a great chamber showcasing Jackson and all that it has to offer. And this region, not only Jackson, but West Tennessee, we're growing. And it's just an exciting time to be here. So we're glad that Dixie here in Jackson is a part of that. So for more details about the facility, when is it planned to open and when can we expect that?
So the facility will open this summer.
Okay.
Which is a short few months away.
Yeah,
so
we're
a lot of work to
close.
get done, but progress is going well. The building and structure and civil's up, and we're installing process equipment now to get ready for that grand day in the summer and a ribbon cutting in the fall.
That's
Wow.
great. You can see the logo on the side of the building. It's coming along nicely out there. So we're
Nice,
excited.
isn't it?
Yeah, that's
They'll
great.
be here before we know it.
Absolutely.
That's amazing.
Absolutely.
So how many employees do you plan to hire?
So we'll hire at full capacity. We'll be somewhere in the neighborhood of 220 employees. But we'll take a conservative startup approach, right? As I mentioned earlier, culture and foundation is important to us. So we'll earn the right to scale to that full capacity.
What are some of those things that you're looking for to build, build that culture? What are some things y'all are doing surrounding that?
So first and foremost, we're looking for contribution-minded individuals, all right? So those are folks who will really want to be heard, want to be part of a winning team, have skills and talents and abilities that they are eager to apply in a way that helps them reach their full potential, and apply that potential to the efforts that we're making to be the lowest cost producer with the highest quality for our products, for our customers. So starting there and then giving them a framework in our principle-based management philosophy to understand how our environment will be and how we want them to leverage those skills gives us an advantage over our competition, because it's through our people that we're successful.
Yeah, I think definitely that makes sense. Investing in your people is going to ultimately make the difference for y'all here and support your growth and your culture. So that's fantastic that, you hear a company wanting to do that and it is going to do that in our area. And speaking of investment, y'all, Dixie has made a significant investment in Leaders Education Foundation to support our workforce readiness scholarship program. And so tell us why it's important to support, workforce development in our region.
So I think it's important to Georgia-Pacific and Dixie to be a preferred community partner. And in order to be a preferred partner, there has to be a virtuous cycle of mutual benefit, meaning that we're winning together, we're growing together. One-sided relationships don't last very long, right?
That's
so
right.
Part of us being a good partner is being a good partner in the community, being a neighbor to the residents that are near us, but also investing in the community in a way of which we increase the skill level and opportunities for folks to leverage their talents in a special way. So through this foundation, through our contribution, we believe that this is a good opportunity for us to help advance that as we move into this area and start our relationship with this partnership going forward.
We couldn't be more thrilled through our Leaders Education Foundation, and just shows y'all's commitment to, the workforce in our area. You mentioned it was, one of the reasons y'all chose this area, but I think having so many groups and organizations investing into that workforce, and not only through the school system, but other ways too, is just important for our continued growth and how we'll support the workforce going forward. So we're excited and grateful for the partnership from Dixie through the Leaders Education Foundation Workforce Readiness Scholarships.
Excited to be a part of it and look forward to the future and doing more to, again, become that preferred partner for this community.
Yes, thank you.
And speaking of partnerships, we've seen some of the commercials and billboards of local restaurants featuring Dixie products. Why do you feel it's important to partner with local small businesses in this area?
Well, it's about showing some of that local talent, showing that we are recognizing kind of who makes the community go, understanding that small investor, and being able to help support them is a way for us to come in and be able to show that we're here to be a fabric of the community going forward.
Yeah, so I saw those commercials, and those plates hold a lot of slices of pizza.
Yeah, unfortunately, I know.
You've tried that out, huh?
I have.
Speaking of the plates, for those of us who have environmental concerns with paper products, can you tell us how your plates are made?
So we can start with the paper process, right? So I know a big concern from an environmental perspective is, well, you're cutting down our trees, you're impacting our ecosystems of those forests and whatnot. And there are programs in place that as we clear a lot, that there is a replanting program that spaces those trees out in the appropriate way for them to grow back quickly and strong, as well as for the ecosystem to come back into that area and be healthier than where we found it. So no part of the tree is wasted in the paper making process, right? So there are all kind of byproducts that come off the cooking process that are used in other industries, turpentine, tall oil. You'd be surprised that there's parts of a tree in peppermint, right?
Really?
There is. So the tree itself is being utilized for all kind of reasons aside from just the paper making process. So once the paper is made, it's made in a way that our Dixie products are compostable. So we are one of few, if not only, company that has received residential and commercial certification for its compostability, meaning that in the event that you were to bury that in your backyard and plant seeds over it, it would actually grow plants
That's
there. So
amazing.
pretty cool stat for us and
Yeah.
being the first to that table.
Makes me feel better about buying your products too.
Buy as many as you want.
Well, it just shows how, y'all are trying to be good stewards of what you have and what you're developing, and not only giving back, but also through your process. So that's so beneficial to our community. And so if we have listeners interested about learning more about Dixie, or even joining or applying for this new facility up and coming, what's the best way to do that?
So listeners can go to dixiejackson.com. And it will have all the information about the new facility that we're building here in Jackson, about our principle-based management philosophy, and ways to apply, as well as hear from some of our leaders that we've hired from the local area about their experience so far with becoming a part of Dixie, becoming a part of Georgia-Pacific, and how they feel about their new environment and the excitement that they have about what big things we're going to do here in Jackson.
So it's dixiejackson.com.
Yes, sir.
You can find the careers listed there as well, learn more about the plant and the facility. So that's one website we want to mention, dixiejackson.com. But the other one I want to make sure we mention is leadersgives.org/scholarships. And that's where other interested students can learn more about our workforce readiness scholarships through Leaders Education Foundation, presented by Dixie. And so we've got those offered 3 times a year during the different terms. And so leadersgives.org/scholarships, where interested students pursuing a workforce readiness program can learn more.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, so last question for you, Mike. If you were to find some extra pocket change, what would you do with it?
So I actually keep a jar
There you
that
go.
any loose change that I have that I come in the house with, I put it in that jar, and at the end of the year, we take that jar and we count up what we have, and we'll use that to do some sort of family activity. So probably
That's
doesn't
great.
sound like
just add it to the jar.
probably doesn't sound like a very exciting one, but family is important, and being
That's
able
right.
to take that money and do something with them is cool.
Absolutely.
Plenty to do around here. You can take the family to go and have a good time, go to a ball game or arcade or whatever. So
Absolutely.
that's a great idea.
All right. Well, we thank you so much for being here with us today, Mike.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for tuning in to the Pocket Change Podcast.
If you like this episode, be sure to hit that follow button and watch a full episode on our YouTube channel,
The Pocket Change Podcast is brought to you by Leaders Credit Union.
where we power your passion and make lives better.
Cha-ching! Leaders is federally insured by the NCUA Equal Housing Lender.
Learn more at leaderscu.com.